Welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Lady Romero Chavez, and last year I was one of your 4 speakers for Heroes at Work. It was an important experience for me to share my story of coming to this country from El Salvador when I was 12 years old. For over 50 years, Enterprise has been helping young people step out of their comfort zones and get real life experience. Now with the global pandemic, we have all been impacted, and this program is needed more than ever. We can't do this alone. 2 years ago, I had an internship at the Latino Community Foundation, and last summer I had an internship at Kaiser Permanente. And this year I'm doing a virtual internship at UCSF. So at Kaiser Permanente, I was able to work in 4 different departments: physical therapist, radiology, obstetrics, and health education. And it was amazing to have the opportunity to learn new things. I listened to a baby's heart, and since I want to be a pediatrician, you can imagine how amazing that was for me. I just finished my freshman year at SF State, and I am going to major in biology. Even when I feel discouraged, I remind myself that what matters is that I'm still attending college. I want to welcome 3 members of the Enterprise family: Emmanuel Gonzalez, Jayde Duluth, and Jeffrey Lee, who are going to share their stories with us. Join me in welcoming our first speaker, Emmanuel.
Good evening, my name is Emmanuel Gonzalez, and I'm honored to be here tonight as a member of the Enterprise family. I recently graduated from Abraham Lincoln High School this past June. It wasn't the spring we expected, being a global pandemic, but I'm still happy to be on my way to college. Being first generation makes me anxious and nervous for the future, since I have to make the most of my life. My dad came to this country and started working for a construction company, until he injured his back, and the following year, he lost his sister to a tragic incident. Luckily, my mom and dad are both essential workers, and my mom works at a food caterer at Byright. We're doing fine now, and I just want to say my family, my mom and dad are the nicest people ever, and I'm glad to have them. I applied to Enterprise when I was a freshman. Around that time is when I heard about the junior caddy program, which I was really excited about. I was like, hey, I'm a good candidate. I love being outside, I'm attentive, and I love working with others. Caddying was really cool. I met some really nice golfers, and especially one who requested me every single week. His name was Chris Cole. He taught me some important life lessons, such as always look at someone in the eye and give a firm handshake. I'm pretty sure I would have still been stuttering and not making eye contact if it wasn't for Enterprise. The caddies, we always help each other out. Each time we need help managing one of our golfers, we will be there. We did this all together for 3 years, every Saturday and Sunday. Last year, I was able to pitch one of my innovations to Google, using AI to clean our streets. They really liked my idea, and they thought it could actually make a difference. I want to continue pursuing my dream. I want to continue having these ideas and to actually start making them in the future. I think about the creator of the vacuum cleaner, where he tried 4,000 to 5,000 times until he got it right. This summer, I'm working at the environmental stewardship given to me by Enterprise. I work as a co-lead in the garden, as well as making an income. My plan is to go to City College as a freshman, then transfer to a UC as a sophomore. I don't know what the future will bring to us, but it'll take all of us to make it better. And again, thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Lee. I am going to be a 3rd-year Sociology and Community and Regional Development student at UC Davis. I have been involved with Enterprise for Youth for the past 4 years, and my time with the organization has truly been life-changing. Throughout many applications, interviews, and interactions with others, I have always dreaded the moment when someone says, "Tell me about yourself." I never know how to respond genuinely, which is ironic as I stand here about to share my story with you all. My biggest struggle in life has been figuring out who I really am, what I identify with, what makes me happy and fulfilled, not necessarily what I want to be perceived as by society. I'm sure that every teenager goes through their own messy journey of self-discovery, yet it often feels easy in this stage of time to feel isolated, as if you're the only person in the world who is going through a tough time. Growing up, I lived a pretty normal life, you could say. Born and raised in San Francisco, under a typical household with Asian immigrant parents, I was expected to do well academically, which I did. I was quickly labeled as one of the gifted kids in my class by teachers and peers alike. For those years, I went through the same cycle of attending class, completing assignments, and basically doing nothing productive during my free time. I then attended Lowell High School, where I went from a class of 30 to a class of 600. So it was a major transition for me. All I wanted was to be normal and able to fit in with a certain crowd. I wasn't, and I didn't really know how to feel about that. My lowest point was in my sophomore year of high school, when I began to feel very lonely and purposeless. I stopped talking to people and retreated into my own little bubble. I was desperate for a fresh start. Thus, I sought ways to get involved in extracurriculars outside of school. Upon looking at my school's online bulletin, I noticed a listing for Enterprise's Job Readiness Program. I remember being interested because I wanted to develop leadership and career skills, as well as get a small stipend, of course. Little did I know how much it would help me grow personally and lead me to where I am now. Upon consulting with the Enterprise staff, I was placed at my first internship at Mother Jones, where I assisted the nonprofit magazine's development team. Though I mainly worked on administrative tasks, I gained a great deal of insight into a professional environment, as well as an extremely supportive group of mentors. The following summer, I interned at the Stewart Foundation, where I had the privilege of awarding a grant to 2 mental health organizations in San Francisco that I had researched. I also worked at Gap, which gave me a newfound appreciation for those who work in retail. Last summer, I interned at 2 other nonprofits, Nature in the City and Edgewood Center. I was also a member of Enterprise's Youth Council for 2 years. Last week, I turned 20. The thought of not being a teen anymore is simultaneously exciting and terrifying. Growing up is often bittersweet, overwhelming, and slightly anxiety-inducing, much like how we have all probably felt at some point in the past few months. An unprecedented pandemic, systemic patterns of police brutality, as well as other conflicts have threatened to tear us apart. From these, however, we have demonstrated hope, perseverance, and compassion for each other as human beings. We've joined together to fight for what we believe is right and just. I want to give a big thanks to the Enterprise team for working so hard to provide opportunities for students like me, especially during this time. Shout out to Nineveh for seeing the light in me and taking me under her wing. I don't have many close friendships or bonds in general, so I deeply cherish the relationships I have made with each of the mentors and colleagues I have come across. Though I am unsure where the future lies, I do know one thing. Because of Enterprise, I now have the tools to build a successful career that will enable me to confront new challenges and ultimately shine a light on others.
Hi everyone, I'm Jayde Duluth. When I was a freshman, I said yes to opportunity. And because of that, I have the honor of speaking with you all tonight as a proud member of the Enterprise family. I live with my mom and twin brother here in San Francisco. When I was 8 years old, my dad died. I was in 3rd grade, so that was tough. But after he died, I knew I had to start doing things for myself and that I would need to help support my mom with our family. I've always enjoyed going to school. I really like to learn. I even like having homework. My favorite subject in school is math because math is like a real-life puzzle that needs to be solved. Because I'm so independent, I often find myself overwhelmed with all the responsibilities in my hands, even before shelter-in-place this spring. I was in my senior year at Raoul Wallenberg High School. It was hard to miss out on all of the big stuff such as prom, senior night, and even graduation, but I'm proud to announce that I will be heading to Santa Clara University as a marketing major this fall. When I joined Enterprise back in 2016, I first took the job readiness training, where I learned skills such as how to write a resume, cover letter, and how to interview over the phone and in person. I'm confident the skills I learned through those workshops helped me secure my first job as a summer gardener, where I learned that making money and budgeting on my own was not that easy. It was a tiring yet enriching experience, and I met so many great people who I'm still friends with to this day. Last year, I joined Youth Council. As a youth counselor, I created stronger relationships with other student leaders and helped Enterprise staff with outreach and planning events. All of these experiences helped me prepare for my first internship last summer at Rothy's, which I love. And if you haven't heard already, Rothy's makes shoes, now bags, and masks that are made up of 100% plastic water bottles. Interning at Rothy's has shown me how valuable it is to work with a team and how we could all simply influence the world by creating a useful and sustainable product. Thanks to Enterprise, I also got the chance to attend the annual Dreamforce Executive Summit, where I attended an interview panel with former President Obama and participated in speed networking with Salesforce employees. I learned tips from entrepreneurs, gained networking skills, and I even got a ton more connections on LinkedIn. This summer, I'm working virtually for Enterprise as a communications and marketing intern. I feel so lucky to be selected among so many students. It may be hard to believe, but I was shy a few years ago. Enterprise has definitely changed me. I've become much more comfortable interacting with people from all different ages and backgrounds. I'd like to say thank you to my mom for supporting me through everything I do. I'd like to say thank you to all the staff, especially Megan, Josh, and Nineveh, for supporting me through all the years I've been in this program. And lastly, I'd like to thank Enterprise for supporting youth just like me who are eager to begin their futures and are curious about what careers are out there in the world. The class of 2020 are the ones that are going to need to step up. Access to careers are more important than ever right now. Enterprise is still opening doors for youth just like me. They are not giving up, and neither should we. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Killed that.
Beautiful. Mic drop, but actually don't drop it.
Wait.